Hello and welcome to the first edition of the new series of videos from SRUC on the science of food, where research meets practice. In the first episode we visit Rora Dairy, who have collaborated with the MPD chefs at SRUC to create a new innovative food product. We'll also hear from two SRUC academics whose research supports the growth of the dairy sector in Scotland.
We started making this product because we wanted to make a sustainable yoghurt using our own milk from our farm. The farm itself is called Middleton Farms. We have 240 cows milking. We're organic, and we also grow our own wheat and barley and legume, of which we put most of that back into the feed for the cows. We've grown steadily over the last 7 years with COVID in the middle. We started very much with a natural yoghurt, and then we moved on to our fruit, which are strawberry and raspberry, and honey. We wanted to make sure everything was local, so we're limited on what grows in Scotland. And then we also make a Greek yoghurt. The biggest product for us is our natural, and then second to that has become the Greek. We started off just serving or providing yoghurt for farm shops and delis, and now we supply most of the multiples, so we supply Asda, Co-op, Sainsbury's, and a few Morrisons. This year's been amazing. We've doubled where we were last year, and the future growth plans are doing very much more with dairy and yoghurt, because yoghurt is all about gut health. It's only seen to be good for you. It's a growing market. Without having to put any additives in it, we can just make simple, pure Scottish products. So going forward, we'd like to do a high protein breakfast product. There's quite a lot on the market, but a lot of it's got a lot of, as I call it, unnecessary ingredients. What we'd really like to do and achieve is create a great high protein drink without any of the additives. We decided to work with Morag and SRUC because we're based in Aberdeenshire, and Scotland's got some great facilities, but SRUC is very much local to us, and they do a very good job, and we've done other research projects with them on the farm. So working with her has been a huge advantage, and she's brought a lot to the table.
Businesses can get in touch with SEC Consulting and apply for innovation grants, create products that they may have had an idea for, and they get a grant for £5,000, which goes towards the creation of their product. The money is spent on time in the kitchen for the MPD chefs to create their product. This project was Rora Dairy's. The idea came from Jane that she'd like to make a high protein yoghurt drink. Initially, we started off with the idea that we'd add seeds and oats to increase the protein content, and we realised that we actually also needed to add something else to up the protein and to keep the product more viscous. So we've added some whey, which is a byproduct from the yoghurt making. And from a chef's point of view, the challenges have been getting a product that's got a good taste and a good mouthfeel, that is 100% healthy, doesn't have any additives, and top of the line actually tastes really good. So the key challenges in this project have been creating a drink that remains a drink while having seeds and other ingredients added to it.
Perfect outcome of this is that we launch this product in 2024. So we take this high protein yoghurt, we forward sell it, and we will have it in the shops probably now by the end of 2024. We've worked very closely with SRUC as the farm, as well as Rora Dairy. Middleton Farms have worked with the Farm Advisory Service very closely on things like corn bunting and the EECS project. We've also worked with them on AgriCalc, which is measuring a carbon footprint on the farm, and that was completed last year. So all these things are very important, and SRUC are very well known for doing it. Over the past few years, my husband Bruce has been very involved in genomics testing throughout the UK, and we've worked very closely with SRUC on how we do that with the Farm Advisory Board. Genomics is very much looking at the best health we can have in the cows. So what they do is they look at all the different genomic traits, and then they see where you're sitting as a farm and which cows are the best in the herd, and then they work more on their breeding and how they breed better to bring out the best genetic traits to end up with the best herd you can. And we sit very, very high on that in the country.
My name is Bob Rees. I work at SRUC as a Professor of Agriculture and Climate Change. I'm a soil scientist by training, but more recently my work has focused on climate change research, understanding the emissions of greenhouse gases from agricultural systems and what we can do to reduce those. We work very closely with the dairy industry to improve the efficiency of dairy farming systems and reduce their environmental impact. So one of the areas of work that I'm particularly focused on is using nitrogen fertilizers and manures more efficiently. Nitrogen fertilizers are a major input to dairy farming systems. They have a big economic cost, but they also have major environmental impacts. So our work tries to improve the economics and reduce those environmental impacts. If we look at practical examples of the work that we're doing, we work very closely with consultancy colleagues to ensure that the work that we do is fed through to farmers and provides up-to-date and concise advice on how they can farm more efficiently and in a more environmentally friendly way. So one of the ways in which this is achieved is to build the research expertise that we have here at SRUC into the AgriCalc carbon footprinting software. And we encourage farmers to use this because it identifies ways in which they can farm more efficiently and have better economic outcomes, but also provides environmental benefits by reducing greenhouse gas emissions from their farming systems. So undoubtedly one of the big challenges that we face in the future is climate change. Agriculture has to change in response to the climate because it needs to adapt to a warmer and wetter climate with more extreme events. But it also has to change in terms of being more efficient and in reducing its environmental footprint. So we need to develop innovative approaches to farm management to ensure that we reduce greenhouse gas emissions and produce the most efficient farming systems that we can in response to very ambitious policy targets to change the way in which farming takes place in Scotland.
I'm Richard Dewhurst, Head of the Dairy Research and Innovation Centre for SRUC, leading the Dairy Research Programme here in Dumfries. The Dairy Research Centre has a very wide range of research spanning from breeding through nutrition to looking at dairy farming systems. We have two big projects in the Dairy Centre, one called Dairy Nexus. We're establishing facilities for co-development of research projects with industry, increasingly working closely with a wide range of dairy industry. Digital Dairy Chain is a very big project which has many parts, but essentially it's about collaboration, it's about promoting innovation and research and development for the dairy industry from farm through to factory. So I'm very much interested in things related to the rumen. The rumen's an amazing organ. It gives dairy cows great capability. They can convert things that humans can't eat into really great products, beef and dairy products. And that's all down to the rumen microbes being able to utilize the fibre in forages. So anything around that makes me excited. Projects I'm working on just at the moment are really about developing markers or proxies to be able to breed more efficient animals and animals that emit less methane. They're two of the big challenges for the dairy industry at the moment. Some of my research over the years has been developing information in areas like forage utilisation and dry cow feeding strategies, which has just entered the common knowledge that's used within the industry. The more recent projects have been looking at questions about methane emissions and cow welfare, delivering to key challenges for the industry.